Yo, so I just found out that they dropped like 2 Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 gameplay trailers. It's been fucking, I don't even know how long it's been. Has it been 4 years? 3 years since the fucking last one's dropped? They got rid of, fucking like 5 years ago, people were hyping up VTMB2 to be like, oh my god, they got the original team, the original writers, they got Rick Schaefer, they got Brian Mitsoda. It's gonna be the best fucking game ever. And it's fucking, they got rid of them. Fucking, they showed gameplay at a convention and fans were like, they gave criticism like this, and that, and they were like, oh okay, can we push back the release date so we can work on it? And fucking Paradox axed them. They fucking replaced the entire team, from what I'm guessing, of some fucking yuppies. And so they completely reworked the game, and I'm convinced now it's gonna suck dick. And so this is my reaction to the new trailers. Oh, the light race! Who's that? Who the fuck is Fire? Who the fuck is Fabian? Oh my god! It's like Dishonored! An action RPG? The one thing I know about Bloodlines 2 is that in the original Bloodlines 2 made by, like, the original guys, you were gonna play as a fucking nobody that everyone hated. A thin blood. You're gonna be a thin blood. Where the Sabbat was like doing mass embrace rituals where they would just go in public and keep turning like a fucking gang of people into vampires. And because like the shit, it was so fucked up, it was so widespread, everyone was turning into like thin bloods. And so now that the vampire world has this epidemic of like a bunch of fucking new vampires who don't know what they're doing, they're gonna break the masquerade.
But truth is, most of you types won't even make it a whole year. So you probably figured out that you need to drink blood. You can't just do whatever you want. Cities are carved up by political factions. Never tell anyone about what you are. See, vampires are extremely territorial. Unwittingly poach in someone's territory and suddenly whip! We have one rule. You don't break the masquerade.
And so what you are gonna do, you're gonna work your ranks up through the, through Vampire Society. Eventually you'll diablerize the Sabbat who turned you into whatever clan you were, and you'd become a full blood. And then yada yada yada, do missions, you earn your place in the fucking vampire world, and then you're a cool guy. And everyone beforehand is gonna be like, yeah, fuck you, get the fuck out of here, you fucking loser. And then afterwards they're gonna be like, alright, yeah, we're tight. Don't worry, bro. As much as you can, I guess, in the vampire world. And they fucking axed the original team of people and replaced them with like these guys, and their genius idea was, oh, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna turn the main character into a primogen, or whatever the fuck the name of the ancestor. In the first game, the entire story centered around like a coffin that might have a antediluvian, one of the original vampires. Like every time a new vampire is made, the powers get weaker, the blood is a little diluted. So the idea is, if there's a vampire ancestor, one of the first ones in there, they're gonna be stronger than fucking everybody, and they're gonna just eat everybody. It would be fucked up if we let them out. And so the genius idea for the second game is now, what if the player played as one? And I'm noticing now, if Fire, P-H-Y-R-E, Fire, and they have some fucking guy named Fabian in their head, being like, you must go here, and you are playing as, if Fire is the main character, and they're fucking talking, what are you doing? It's cool, the idea of, like, making the combat system, like, that was the one thing that they delayed the game on last time, so they wanted to upgrade it, so now it looks more like fucking like Dishonored 2 or something. But what have you fucking sacrificed for it? Are they gonna fucking start, the main character, they talk and they start quipping, and there's a guy in your head who's like, that was not supposed to happen. Sir, do you think that's a good idea? You guys, literally me. What the fuck was that? It fucking zooms in on their eyes, and it's like, it's me. Let me explain to you how they're feeling. Then choose your dialogue option. fucking Fallout 4 dialogue option? Also, why would they put like a mark to sap your powers when someone can just like diablerize you and fucking eat you and get everything? What are you talking about? Oh, but that's part of the intrigue. Why would they do that if they could have just done something else? Maybe I'm nitpicking. But here's the thing. Even if the game is a good fucking game, how much can you really say that it's fucking Bloodlines 2 and not just Vampire game and not just fucking Vampire the Masquerade, fucking Bloodletting? Why couldn't they just have come up with another title if they were just gonna change everything? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it'll be good, and I'm just being nitpicky. I do like how Willem looks. He's pretty cool. If I play the game, I'll probably side with Willem. I'll get the Willem ending. I'll get the ending where you marry Willem. Like how in Elden Ring you can marry Ronnie or whatever. I'll get the alternative ending where I let Willem diablerize me and become the strongest in the world. Make a game for niche audience. Make something that niche audience will hate. This is probably one of the few times when hype went from 10 to 0. I have no more faith in the development of this game. Oh my god. Fucking everybody hates this. There's something about literally seeing fucking everybody in the comments be like negative that is so funny. That is so... It's so like... It's like genuinely like a fucking Mike Tyson punch to the stomach where you go like, oh, what the fuck did you delay this game years for? So the publisher canceled the first version of the game because they weren't satisfied with the quality. And now they're coming out with a second version that looks way worse? Initially, this was one of my most wanted games, and now it looks like a complete train wreck. It doesn't have that goth touch Bloodlines used to have. Even the ambient music is missing. They replaced like fucking, like the Night City ambience with like fucking Cairo, ancient Egyptian horns and shit because your character's like Egyptian or something. Oh, you guys didn't want that, did you? You didn't want to be able to roleplay as whoever you wanted to? You wanted to be like an ancient Egyptian vampire, right? Who talks? Who talks for you? My bad. The one thing that like people can only hope for is like that they left behind the original game in the source code so they can mod everything back in to the original. Perfect. Who the fuck are these guys? Alright, hold on, pause, 50 seconds. We need a physiognomy check. What the fuck is wrong with this guy on the left's face? I know I'm not exactly a looker, but look at these guys. It's not about them being ugly. There's something about, like, if you look at these guys and compare them to, like, the original guys doing it, like, fucking Brian Mitsoda. Brian Mitsoda, fucking, he has a goatee, he has silver hair, he wears fucking... Dude, he wears leather gloves in interviews. This guy is maximum fucking autism, and he's fully, like, maxing out his gothic shit. This is the kind of guy you want making a vampire game. Because you know that he's putting fucking 120% of all of his fucking everything, his entire being into it. Because that's his shit. Like, what the fuck? And then you look at these guys, and it's like, what the fuck is this? Why would I want fucking Timothy Chalamet making my vampire game, you fuck? Dude, if you can't fucking make your own character in this, what's even the point? I'm fucking dumbfounded. Hi, buddy. Are you upset too? Oh, purple vision. Purple vision. Why is there a pizza box in a vampire warehouse? Are you stuck in a time loop now? That's kind of tight. That's a good way of doing it. You don't have to do a drop attack if you just pull them up to you. That's a good one. This is everything everyone wanted from a Bloodlines 2. Such a dynamic combat system. Am I crazy for thinking that there's something telling about this is the big gameplay reveal thing, and they're spending a big section of it showing off the combat? I made the I made the fucking joke that's like the combat system, that's everything they wanted, but that is, now that I'm thinking about it, that is kind of worrying. When I look back, when I think about it in my mind's eye, the previous like trailer drops when there was the original team for fucking version 1.0, most of those were spent showing off dialogue, showing off the nightclubs where you could dance awkwardly like in the first game, and it was like, wow, look at that. You talk to somebody, you can see the writing and the talking, and then they showed you the exploration of the city, of how you could traverse the city and all that stuff. And things like that actually do make up the VTMB experience that people like and were excited for. But in this showcase, maybe it's not fair to like say this because it's like the first one they're doing, but the game is coming out like around September of this year, 2024. And the extended gameplay showcase they have is showing off the combat. Maybe I'm being unfair. I really want to be charitable. I don't want to be like one of those fucking guys who are like, this game looks awful. It's just that fucking the game looks awful. As much as I want to commend it for thinking that it's cool, we put them in like a little time loop, and like they're surrounded by mannequins that like are turning to face them and like move towards them and shit. And stuff like that. Like it's meant to be like creepy and it's like kind of like a unique encounter. I feel like a little bit it's getting sullied by like by the fact that you have that. Oh, you fucking proving my point as I'm saying it. God! I genuinely have a fucking pit in my stomach from that. That was bad. Dude. In the first fucking VTMB, there's a mission, the Lighthouse, where the vampire lady is saying, I want this property, but nobody is selling it to me because they believe it is a hazard. We believe there is a ghost there. You must go there and exorcise the ghost. And after doing that, I will help you. And when you go there, the fucking mission is so scary and just pure like ambient dread that like people straight up, there's a console command to skip the mission. Just a completely dedicated console command for it. And now, in VTMB 2, they have some kind of like, oh, it's a creepy atmosphere, the mannequins are turning towards you. And then when one of them shuffles towards you and you just get into a fight with it. Which is the bad way to do that kind of a thing. Because you are a fucking vampire. So you can probably beat up a mannequin when you know that it's just like a regular enemy and you can beat the shit out of it. That kind of takes away from the impact of it, versus if it's like this force that's outside of your control, you have no way to fight back. But then when that happens, the fucking voice in your ear goes, fuck that. Imagine if fucking in the Lighthouse mission, every time like all the like you're in the kitchen and all the knives are floating and getting tossed around, your character was going, oh my god, what's going on? Who the fuck made this game? Oh right, Timothy Chalamet. They really, really, really want us to be impressed by the combat.
Downfire, fast.
Disarm this bomb. As your elder, I command it.
I can't, you gotta understand. You're losing him.
Listen to me, you useless, spineless, molten tumor.
Don't understand. They're listening. He was on the call the whole time. Oh no.
I feel like I don't have anything to say anymore because this just isn't Bloodlines. This isn't Vampire. This is nothing. I guess the thing that's popping out of my mind to say right now, why are they even giving you... They're giving you a dialogue, like, tree to talk to this guy and try to talk him down from blowing himself up. But he doesn't have the detonator, someone else does. So why do you even have the dialogue option? None of this inspires hope, is what I'm trying to get at. And everyone, this isn't like me being like a contrarian. If you look at the comments, I think everybody's agreeing on that. It's just another RPG. It's going to be in a city setting, you're going to play as a vampire, but I don't have any faith that any of the things that made VTMB 1, like, great is going to be here. Like, the most you could probably expect is, like, the type of shit that, like, if, like, a fan project was, like, putting, like, references to the original game in it, and that's like, wow, they got a radio show with a lady talking? That's just like the original. You can talk to the TV? wow. Like, whatever, like, references to the original they could manage to fit in there. But none of the... I don't have any faith that, like, any of the charm, the ambience, the atmosphere, the political intrigue, the human feeling characters, the facial expressions, all of it that makes it like this grand piece of work that fucking just elevates it to being remembered even like fucking like what 20 years later. This is fucking nothing, man. I'm looking at this, I'm seeing like fucking Forspoken, I'm seeing like what would I even say, Dishonored? Ugh. All right, let's just watch this fucking Q&A segment.
There are visions, there's influence of a Malkavian vampire in there, working through Willem. So we move more to what we call our vampire detective gameplay. So non-combat gameplay, very exploration, about you having to look for clues to solve ultimately the puzzle and escape Willem's trap.
So zooming
What are you
out,
fucking talking about?
Through that warehouse, it becomes apparent you're not alone. Fire has a voice in her head, Fabian. Fabian is another vampire. At this stage I can't explain why their voice is in Fire's head, but it's very much to do with the markings that are all over her body.
Remember in the original when it was your story? Ah, yes. Vampire the Bloodlines 1, when you get pulled against your will into this world of intrigue, having to abandon your old life. You could be anybody. You can do anything freely because you're a blank canvas, and you can act however you want to act because you are your character. In this, you are Fire, Middle Eastern elder vampire who got forced against your will into America with markings on your body, sapping your powers, with a fucking guy named Fabian in your head, and they're both constantly talking, being like, what's going on?
Yeah, well, and a keyword is immersive. So the control scheme is quite intuitive. I really love that pulling the triggers is feed, because that's like two fangs, sinking them in. But yeah, the basic sort of actions that get away.
This guy sounds like me in a job interview when I'm trying to lie.
Move.
He's trying to like fill in empty space.
So we wanted to give a peek. And the actual Willem encounter itself, which is after, is more cerebral. So we wanted to peak the combat so then you could shift to this more cerebral sort of puzzle boss encounter with Willem.
Cerebral?
To,
Don't even try to say anything like that. Cerebral. You have 3 dialogue choices, which is be nice, be mean, and something else. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, Cerebral? It's a fucking brawler beat-em-up action game random thing where it's like, oh, the challenge is that you cannot recharge your abilities. And then afterwards you get fucking, like, what? 2 dialogue chances to be like, don't blow up that bomb, that's gonna kill you, or I'm gonna kill you, or don't blow it up because I can help you. That's your fucking cerebral puzzle boss challenge? You fucking... Holy shit! What are you talking about? Painfully obvious this game has no goths working on it. This is the harshest, most real fucking thing I've ever heard. This game came with a ready-made audience with a damn bow on it, ready to eagerly consume and adore a true Bloodlines successor. The tabletop has had a resurgence and is publishing and selling books. Multiple games have been made in this universe recently. Everything pointed to this being a huge success, especially when they brought in people from the original. It was a slam dunk, one of the easiest sells of all time. And now this. I just don't know how a publisher can be this bad and still be around. Holy shit. Holy shit. Mental gymnastics you have to take in order to think this is like fucking cool. I don't understand how this even happens. The original version of the game, you're playing as a nobody and you have to earn your keep. You have to earn your place. You're earning everything yourself. You could be anybody, and you become who you want to be. In this, you're the most fucking important person in the city, and you have to have fucking... Oh, how come they're not just the strongest ever? Oh, of course. They have tattoos draining them of their powers. And they're pre-designed. They're pre-made. This is the character. When you're making an RPG that has a pre-made character who is the main character, it's their story, it takes considerable amount of just like purely skillful, fucking amazing writing and performance for them to be likable and everything in order for the game to be enjoyable. The reason why so many games have silent protagonists is because when they don't say anything and you're free to project onto them, it's hard to hate them because that's just your stand-in. Oh, but don't worry, guys. You can earn different clan outfits. So even if you pick Bruja, you can still dress like a Tremere. Like, that's what people fucking wanted to do. It's the most frustrating part about it. If they hadn't fucking taken the original dev team out of it and given it to somebody else, the game would have been out by now. That's the craziest fucking part about it. It would have been out, and it would have been infinitely better than whatever the fuck this is. But I don't get how the hell did this even happen? It's the most baffling fucking thing to ever occur. It's something where you just can't understand how it even occurs. How does this happen? I can't do these, I feel like there's something about, like, imagine you're like a dev team, and you've been tasked with doing the impossible thing of making a game where the original creators got fucking ousted from it, and now you have to take over from fucking square one, and take their baby, and fucking puppet its corpse. And now every time you post a video trying to, like, talk about it, the fans are in the comment like, "What are you guys doing? What? This is dumb." But my regards, I can offer as much empathy as I can, but I'm one of those fans saying, "What the fuck are you guys doing?" When you look at the news segment, the very first one is a refund FAQ.